Good morning and welcome to this mediation session.
Hi, I'm Emily Wallace. You're also welcome to call me Emily. I am Senior Graphic Designer here at the company.
Nice to meet you, Emily. And you are?
I'm James and I'm a project manager at the company.
Wonderful to meet you too. So have any of you ever been in a mediation?
No, I haven't before.
First time?
Yes.
No.
And James?
I haven't been
First
in
time.
mediation, no.
All right. So mediation is really the space that we give you in a conflict. It could be two people, it could be more people at a time, where it's a safe space that we create as the mediator in a mediation. So that'll be my role at the moment. A mediation is here to guide you through the process of consensus finding. Use a framework and questions and a process, which I'll explain shortly, that helps you find options that could work best for the challenge at hand. I'm also here to make sure that we have equal opportunities so that both of you get to say what you would like to say. And that brings us to the principles of mediation. So mediation is, like I said earlier, a safe space. Nobody else is in this room, nothing's being recorded. If at any time you're unhappy with how it's handled or you need a break, please just say so. I will not tell anyone about what we've discussed here, what you said to each other. That once I've gotten your positions, which we'll get to next, we create agenda points. So what is really important to resolve today for you? What would you like to get to at the end? And then we go through a bit of a phase of a conversation that we have. It could be that at some point, depending on how it goes and what the challenges are and the emotions in the room, I will maybe ask for a breakout session. So what does that mean? It just means I'll give you equal time to just speak with me. Again, that'll be confidential unless you say to me it's absolutely fine to bring it up in a plenary when we sit together. And then if it comes to that, I would ask one of you to step out for 5 minutes and then we swap around. I would like to give the floor to the two of you now, and if you please, when I ask you now a question or two, to both of you the same questions, just maybe answer me, and then later on we'll go in a more open conversation. So we've started with Emily before, so I'm going to start with you now, James. What brought you here today?
Okay, so me and Emily work for this company and there's a product launch coming up. I, as a project manager, am tasked with organizing the day-to-day processes and the deadlines being met for this product launch. I'm under quite, I have a lot of time, a lot of pressure to finish these projects, and I would like this project to be done within 2 weeks. So from my side, I haven't been here very long, but I have worked with Emily before, and I feel like she can take too long to do these projects. And what needs to be done, I've seen be done in 2 weeks before, and so for me, that's my position on this. There's a lot of other nitty-gritty details we can get to on it, but yeah, I have seen a project be done like this in 2 weeks, and for me, the launch of this project should be finished in 2 weeks. That's what I've been tasked with, and that's where I want to go with this.
Thank you for sharing this. Is there anything else you want to add at this point? We can talk about details later, but if there's anything else that's important right now, or you're good for now?
I'm good for now.
That's fine.
I am the senior graphic designer. That means I do have a small team under me as well. And yes, we are working on this project with James as well. And the issue that has brought me here today is that I really don't want to undermine the quality of this work. And the strict deadline is rushing the project along too fast. And I neither want it to reflect badly on me and the team, but also the company as a whole, because what we do does reflect the quality of work that gets produced at this company, and I find that to be very important. And that's why I've come here, yes.
Thank you. I see that from your point of view as a project manager, James, you have a deadline that's set for in 2 weeks from now. You are very keen to deliver on time this entire project, and you have stated that you may have some questions around the deliverability or the ability to deliver from the senior design manager or her team. Okay, and from your side, Emily, I hear that you understand there's a deadline, but the quality is very important to you, and with that also the company's image and how the quality of the work that you produce as a company comes across on the market and with your clients. Did I summarize the main points so far? Do you have anything to add? Both make valid points. I see both of your perspectives. I can feel the impasse, and I also understand that there is this deadline looming that creates pressure for both of you and perhaps also your teams. If the two of you could come up with the main discussion points, and I can help you note them down. If we would like to, I can just write it on a piece of paper, we put it in the middle so that we know we stay on course, and especially for the two of you also that you know that you're working towards resolving the main issues. So in your own words, short, what was the main issue here, or 2 or 3 perhaps?
So for me, the main issue would be deadlines.
And if you can elaborate, deadlines, like meeting the deadline, fear of missing, or
from the higher ups in the company, we have deadlines we need to meet, and that is part of our contracts, as part of what we're employed to do here.
Okay.
So for me, that's a very big issue.
Could we call this deadline, expectation and delivery overall?
Yeah.
Would that make sense?
Yeah.
Would you be happy with that this is an issue at hand?
Yes, definitely.
What else would you like to bring up?
Well, obviously, quality of work.
Yes.
And I don't know how to put it in the right words, but making sure that the work that we do is of standard, and being proud of what we create. Good quality work, I guess.
Yeah, good quality work. Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Emily, how do you currently communicate with your own team?
My own team? Well, we have a meeting every Monday morning just to make sure that we're all on the same page for the week, set up our tasks and divvy them up. But then I do like to check in every day. I find that consistent communication has worked best for me. I've been at the company for a little while now, and I've tested different methods, and consistency in communication is quite important, I find. So not just at the end of the week when it gets close to something coming up. I do a beginning of the week meeting, and then at the end of every day we do a little recap of what's gone right and wrong for the day. We're also quite a small team, so it's very manageable to do this.
How many people are you?
We're 3 people.
3, so including you.
Including me, yeah.
Mhm.
So it's quite manageable to do this as well.
And the other 2 people in your team, are they at the same level as you? Or are you managing them? What is the experience level?
No, so I would be the most senior. Then we have Carly, who joined us a year ago. She's very capable and has some prior experience as well. But then I have Jonathan that just joined us very recently, so I am actually busy training him up. He's still got lots to learn, still quite new to everything, and it takes a bit of time to get things done because he is a recent graduate.
And how do you communicate at the moment? Do you have a team or are you on your own?
I am on my own.
Yes.
So I communicate with the most senior people in each department. That's my work schedule. My communication is very intermittent since projects have different time lengths and everything like that. So I'll not always be in weekly communication with heads of department.
Not always.
Not always, no.
Okay, so you don't have a
Depending on
regular.
depending on the project, what needs to be delivered when.
Yes, I do remember feeling some worry about it, and there were other things going on, but he did come and we did have a meeting. I feel as though it wasn't very clearly outlined though, and what is expected within the project is a little bit more than what I'd agreed to for the first 2 for this deadline in 2 weeks, sorry.
I'm not a big fan of being too hands-on with the heads of department around me. What I like is them to be given a project and then figure it out in their way that works for them. So although a weekly meeting could possibly work, I can't guarantee being able to do that.
So if you had to miss the deadline by a day or a few days, what are the effects of that?
The effects, one, I'm still on probation, so as a project manager, it's my job to make sure that these things run on time. That's the most important thing to me.
What I find is that when we speak on the topic of money now, the costs of the company, is that this client specifically is very nitpicky, if I may say so like that. And that if the product is not designed to the best quality that we can do, they do come back asking for reiterations, changes, and last time this ended up taking a lot more time out of our schedules, and racking up a few more costs for the company, of course, as well. And with that, also it reflected a bit badly on our image, and especially working with this client again now, as James has also made clear, this is not his approach, and I can see the pros there as well. We feel like we have a lot more freedom and space to breathe, and we've actually been a bit more creative and come out with some good ideas. So there's been pros and cons to either side.
So that's interesting, maybe for you to hear, right?
That's nice to hear. Thank you. That's how I work as a project manager. But then when it comes to an issue like this, it's where I think I may need to change things perhaps a little bit for short deadline projects. I need to be more hands-on and making sure that people are aware of what's needed of them.
Okay. So it's nice to hear from both of you, from my perspective as a neutral listener, that you can empathize with each other's work and pressures and where you're at in a company. And it brings us back to the foundational topic you raised of how to collaborate, how to communicate, and how to create mutual understanding. So I would like to suggest that we maybe open the floor to a bit of creativity here. And of course, for creativity, we also need structure. And you both have those strengths individually. So if we look at options on how you could improve on your communication, should we start there? And that could lead us to how we deal with the current issue at hand that you're facing. I know earlier when we had a discussion around the topic communication, you both said that maybe there is a way to find a structure where you can meet in the middle, so to speak. We have on the one side, James, like I said, you love to call the meetings as and when you need them with the relevant parties, so to move a project along, so it's maybe more dynamic approach. And you have been here for a long time, you're building your own team, and you've had more of an approach, you have an approach that is more regular, and that is something that works for you. So I'm just going to throw it out there. If you look at the two different perspectives, and at the same time also I can see definitely a level of understanding also between the two of you and the work you each have to do. Is there anything that you could maybe test, try out for a while?
If James would be open to it, more regular meetings, but I'm not sure. I would definitely throw that out as something to test, because like I said, there have also been pros to the way that it's been going, and I wouldn't want to diminish those pros or not have that side. So that would just be could do it as like a trial period. Yeah.
And how would you see that concretely?
Concretely, I guess pick a day of the week and stick to it as a regular, say 10 a.m. on a Tuesday or something like that.
And what would you like to discuss in those meetings? What would the desired outcome be for you?
Expectations, and just checking in with what is possible. Because what I can do is agree to something, but as a creative process goes, I don't know what will come up along the way. So the position of where I stand will change between now and the deadline, and I think I need the opportunity to communicate that in a a given time, not just in passing, but in a meeting where I have the time to discuss things. Are very busy. Yeah.
So with that, we may go weeks where I'm not talking to the design department at all. So a scheduled meeting for me, it lends room to that then just becoming a bit on the calendar that you ignore. So for me, I think regular meetings when there's a project such as this one works better. So if we have a 2-week deadline, then we meet twice that week for the deadline.
So rather than a set regular once a week, more adjusted to
so
the project.
it is, and that's how I said I do work, like the ad hoc meetings, but I think maybe on a tighter project, then more regular.
So I think for when we outline the project and we're looking at the deadline, as we have our initial meeting at the start of the project, I think what needs to be maybe tried out is that we build in checkups throughout in the plan a bit.
Is that something that could work for you too?
Yes, it
Yeah?
is.
Yeah.
It is.
All right. And now you still, from your perspective, really need the project to be completed in full by deadline in 2 weeks for the client and your superiors. And you also want the project delivered, but it's very important you still to make sure that the quality is right because of the previous history with this said client that you mentioned earlier to us. Maybe we could look into exploring the space a bit. Perhaps there is an option here that we could come up with together that would help this bottleneck that you're sitting with at the moment, right?
What about hiring freelance people to come in and help with this project?
Yes.
Is that an option?
But the resources that I've been given by the company is not really allowing that at the moment, although I would absolutely love to do that, and if somehow we could get more budget, that would be fantastic and would really move things along further. What I could perhaps offer from our side is a not a final product that will be up to standard, but a mock-up, something that you could show the client what we've gotten done so far, that gives them a very good idea of what they're going to be getting. It'll only take an extra 4 days, maybe a full week, to get the final product done. But just so that so that you are able to hand them something, and that they can make comments on it already if there's something they're unhappy with.
I like that. We should have a meeting as soon as possible so we can discuss the way forward properly on this.
So,
what she can give me on this project in the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
I think I would need the afternoon to talk to my team.
Yes.
And would be open to setting up a meeting tomorrow morning.
All right. So the agreement here that works for both of you is that you're going to meet tomorrow morning at a time convenient to both of you. After you've spoken to your team, you had this afternoon to catch up on work, and so you. It seems to me like you now in different positions from those that you were in when you first sat down in this room. So well done to both of you for exploring options together, for voicing your key concerns. Again, thank you so much. And
thank you to you for allowing us to have the space to talk about this properly and get
Yes, I
So
feel like
deeper
we've
needs.
actually accomplished something.